Welcome to Not Your Average Neighbor, the podcast celebrating inspiring individuals and the amazing work they do in our community. I'm Ann Roushar, your host, inviting you to join me as we shine a light on stories of resilience, connection, and good news. Let's build a neighborhood that uplifts and inspires, one story at a time. It's Ann Roushar coming to you live from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with another edition of Not Your Average Neighbor. And today's podcast is a little bit different. I am so excited to introduce you to my cousin. This is a blood relation, and you are going to get it. Once you meet her, you're going to get it and understand why I wanted to have her as a guest. Her name is Shannon Rathjen, and she lives in Savannah, Georgia. But we grew up together and we're very close. And I've seen her a couple times in the last year, thankfully, because family stuff has brought her back. And so I was just like, oh my God, Shannon, I have to have you as my guest on my podcast. And so here she is, Shannon Rathjen. Welcome, Shannon.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello, Savannah. Hello, Cedar Rapids, Iowa,
Hello,
Georgia.
Cedar Rapids.
Absolutely.
And Williamsburg.
That's right.
Shout out to Williamsburg.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited to have you. So we were just talking. So Rathjen is my main name, as well as yours. And so we grew up, you grew up in Williamsburg, Iowa, which is not too far from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. But you guys pronounced it Rachi.
We did, because that's technically how you're supposed to pronounce it. You know, it's
yes.
German last name, but you guys in Cedar Rapids always pronounce it as Rathjen. So when I moved here to Savannah 16 years ago, I said, I'm just going to go by Rathjen because it was so hard because of the way it's spelled, right?
Yeah.
It would confuse everybody. So I'm like, I'm just going by Rathjen here.
Well, that is interesting. I love that because I feel like we used to get a little bit of shit from the fam.
Yes, we never understood it, but now I do.
Yeah, like, no, I don't either. I don't know why either, other than I think my dad may have explained at one time that it was just easier than it basically just easier. Plus,
it is a hell of a lot easier.
What was your nickname in high school? Like,
really, we're gonna bring that up?
Yeah,
really?
Let's bring it up. Like, I'm so glad I didn't have that.
Ranch was my nickname. Yes, Ranch.
There's so many,
and not because I stunk, and we already know this, right?
No. It's because
my nickname all throughout, like even parents called me Ranch. Yes, I'm not kidding. And I look back at that, I'm like, why did I ever allow that?
I know. But could you imagine?
That was just the nickname, you know?
Yeah. No, but in Cedar Rapids, that would have totally been it. But don't worry, they still found a derogatory name for me. It was rat shit. Because Rathjen, Rathshit, evidently they sound alike. So I had one. I couldn't avoid not having one.
I still remember your graduation party.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about, really. This is why this one's a little bit different. My cousin Shannon has the memory of an elephant. She remembers every single thing that has ever happened in our lives together. And just to start a little bit, give you guys a little bit of feedback. So Shannon is my first cousin, Sharon's daughter. So shout out, Sharon.
Hey, Mom.
Well, she was so excited to hear that we're going to do this podcast, right?
She's like, oh, Lord, help us. That'll be interesting. Yeah, she'll be watching for sure.
So, hey,
because we just announced.
Yeah. So Sharon was quite a bit older than me, as most of my cousins were. Now I don't.
Quite a bit older than you, but she's like a young mom for me. Because she had me when she was like 18. So.
Sure.
She's a young mom still.
And as I got older, the age gap isn't as big. But when I was young, my second cousins were my cousins, right? When we would go to all the Aunt Marilyn's and Mark and Sandy's and all those places, when we would get together, I would hang out with the second cousins because they were all close in age with me. And Shannon and I just felt like, I sent you that TikTok, like, we probably took a bath together at some point, and we were in, each other's weddings in some capacity. So like we have tales to tell because of this. And
Yes.
you and I always had a special relationship growing up. We're both loud, we're both fun, we're both funny, we both are very talented singers. Me, not so much anymore, but
whatever.
no, rusty pipes. I cannot sing. I can't even carry a tune anymore. It's kind of weird, but
I think you can.
So anyway, that's how we kind of started. And because we would only see each other at family gatherings, it would just be like me, you, my sister Jenny, and your sister Amy, because Kimmy was quite a bit younger.
Yeah,
at the
Kim's
time.
8 years younger than me, and I think 13 years younger than you.
Right. So she was just a baby when we were hanging out. So yeah, we would just, either you guys would come to Cedar Rapids or we would go to Williamsburg and make mischief.
Yes, all the time.
Yes.
But
And
let's be honest, I think the adults were getting into mischief from what I hear too. We won't announce what that mischief was, but they were.
Oh yeah, the farm. Oh, I love the farm. And they used to always play like card games and have all the fun. And I'd be like,
yeah,
I want to do that, but I've yet to play a game with any of my cousins, which actually is kind of, now that I think about it,
not like what they used to be though. Like people, in Savannah here, I've said, oh, do you guys know how to play Pepper? The game Pepper. Yeah. And they're like, what's Pepper? Like no one knows what Pepper is. I'm like, well, I don't really remember how to play, because most of the time I think I was in high school drunk playing, but Pepper. But no, I really don't remember how to play, but no one knows that game. But I think it was more of an 80s and 90s thing, that when people played cards, like sometimes as a family we'll play like 21 or things like that. That's fun. But
yeah. No, they
played
still
Old Maid at Amy's.
What did you say?
I said we played Old Maid at Amy's with my niece and nephews. We played Old Maid. Yes.
I have a new game. It's like Go Fish, but it's called Go F Yourself. It's hilarious. Like one of the things is, do you have trauma from growing up? Go fish. Oh. If you have it, you give it. If you don't, go F yourself, actually. So it's so funny. It's TikTok made me buy it, of course, because
it's the lollipop, like the lollipop. Do you have that lollipop?
I can go get one if you want. I should have brought one for Avi. God damn it. I should have brought one.
That would have been fun. Yeah.
Oh, next time. So you have been in Savannah for what, 17 years? 18? 16. How can that be?
I don't know. It seems like yesterday.
It does. And then it seems like so long ago, but seriously. So, as we grew up together, you lived in Cedar Rapids when you went to school, right?
No, my friend Christy and I, we would just remember Crystal.
Yes.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Kristen.
We would always just like kind of carpool, like switch turns driving or whatever. And then I moved to North Liberty.
That's right.
I moved to North Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Kirkwood Community College together. Yes. Did you graduate? I didn't.
No, I went like for 2.5 years, and then I just said, nope, not going to continue.
Same.
Went to be a preschool teacher, but then I just stayed in the whole retail field and did that. And I mean, was already a manager by the age of 18, or working in management, I should say.
Yeah, for sure.
At 18. So, and going to school full time, working full time, it just got to be so much And at that time, I mean, let's be honest now, teachers really don't make that much. And I understand that, your career shouldn't just be built on, how much money you're making and this and that. But if you're really wanting to make it a lifestyle when you're just kind of like by yourself or whatever, it's not the best thing. And I'm like, well, I can continue in the retail field and still continue to coach, train, and develop people. I don't have to be a teacher, to do that. So that's just why I stayed in, retail for 30 years. I mean, I was with, American Eagle for 16 of those years and as a, GM. And then I said, I'm just kind of done with it. I want to go on. And that's when I became the GM of Sky Zone. And that's a fun thing. It's really fun to plan birthday parties and, be there with all the kids. We're the only trampoline park in Savannah. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, and it's a growing industry. We have, close to almost 200 parks throughout the US between Sky Zones and Defies. So,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. And I bet Avi loves that her mom has the coolest job ever.
Oh yeah. She loves to go and jump, loves to go and help. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what a sweetie. I think she looks exactly like I know she looks like your honey Josh, but I also think she looks like our fuzzy Josh a little bit too. Like they have similar features. So I just love that. And I love to see that.
And I think too, she kind of resembles like Avery, Chelsea's
Yes.
little one. Avery and Avi had similarities to like different things that they do. It's probably just the, Rathjen genes, but
Well, they are strong because my son is
yes.
exactly like me. And
Yes.
yeah, that's not something that he probably wants, but guess what?
Well, he doesn't have a choice.
The dominance is here. I am dominating. So, what is one thing besides family that you miss about Iowa? Because obviously your family is the number one, but what's one thing that you're like?
I miss my family very much. It's sometimes the food that, like when I go back, it's nice because you're probably thinking, oh, well, I get all the seafood and it's great food here too, right? But I miss the things just like as a simple like pork tenderloin, like a fried pork tenderloin. Like it's my favorite food in Iowa, and they don't make them here. Like you can't even get them here. And every time I go back, I'm like, I need a pork tenderloin. And I swear I probably eat like 5 or 6 of them during the course of the week when we're visiting, because I want them. And we don't have a Taco John's here. And I love Taco John's.
Really? You don't have a Taco John's there? What do you have?
Taco Bell.
I don't like
but
Taco
that's not
Bell.
the same, I love Taco John's. And I know this sounds like crazy, but we don't have like, Carlos O'Kelly's. And I know Carlos O'Kelly's is like, but there's just a certain thing. Like I love fajita cheese crisp. So I'm like, I want to get a fajita cheese crisp.
I would assume that it would. Yeah, I assume that everyone's response that lives outside of our state or in the Midwest would say pork tenderloin because they are the bomb. And at one time, Jeff and I talked about, oh yeah, let's move to Florida and open a tenderloin stand because I feel like it would go like hotcakes.
Right?
But I don't even think you could probably get them down there because why does no one have them?
I know. I don't know.
If you don't know what tenderloin is, it's about this freaking big and this thin, and it's fried. And I always get the breaded fried one.
Right? Duh. Yeah, me too.
And it's so good. And yeah, they don't have them everywhere.
And I would say also I miss the Four Seasons because we don't get that here. Summer and then it gets cold. Like this last year though, we got snow. And it shut down the whole city for about 5 days. And I'm not kidding because we don't have snow trucks. We don't have salt, like salt or sand trucks. I mean, we don't have plows. And we got 4 inches of snow. And that's unheard of because we don't get snow. I've lived here 16 years and I think we've gotten snow like 3 times since I've lived here. And it was so much fun because Like we went, so we use, because we don't have like sleds here. So we use like our boogie boards that we go to the beach with and use
Genius.
that as a sled. Yep. It was
Genius.
fun.
I bet
Yeah.
Avi loved it. And she's
Yeah.
seen snow before though, because you guys have been back for like Thanksgiving. Well,
Yes.
but was there
Yes.
snow this
She's seen it
Thanksgiving?
twice in Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably much more fun in Georgia where it's like the good snowman making kind of snow, probably.
Yeah. We had a good time, and it was mixed with ice. So like we were going, sledding down like where, I know you don't know these roads, but like Truman Parkway or whatever, and you just climb up the hill. It's a really steep hill, and then just kind of go down, and was so much fun because nobody's out and about because
Right.
they're not advising travel to
Yeah.
city to so yeah. And then whereas you guys always have tornadoes, we have an occasional tornado here and there, but it's mostly hurricanes. Like every year we have to prepare for hurricane season. So last year, it was like right before my birthday actually, we missed, I think it was like 4 days of work because we didn't have power, and it was
Mhm.
90-degree weather. We didn't have power. So, you hook up your generators, and sometimes depending on the size of your generator from house to house, like we were able to hook up, like Josh could hook up the refrigerator, freezer. And then we hooked it up to our camper. We have
Yeah.
a big camper. Well, we just stayed in our camper for 4 or 5 days, and did that because we had
That's
no power in
awesome.
the house, and we just slept
That's
in there. So thank God we had that.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
where do you guys camp? Like how do you camp in the summer or is it more in like the fall, winter because it's so hot right now?
We did in the spring of last year. We went down to Pop Pop's land, Josh's dad. We went
Mhm.
down. He has beautiful land. It's in Kingsland. It's like right by Jacksonville, Florida.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun. So you got a puppy. How's puppy?
Oh, we did. New addition to the
Oh.
family. Yes, and he is amazing. The best. He is the best. He has already been like housebroke, any type of puppy trained, potty trained, all that. He is great. He's great.
And what's his name?
Riley.
Riley. That's right. That's right.
Yes. He's 3
Oh,
and doing amazing. He's
oh,
sleeping right by
good.
me.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
glad you have a pup again.
Yes. I know. It'd been like
They
9 years since
are
I'd
a
had
lot of
Jasmine.
work,
They
but
are, but this one really hasn't been a lot of work because it was already trained. I said, I can't go through the whole house breaking thing again. I'm too OCD for that. And I don't have patience. So, you know,
yeah, speaking of that, that is one. And when I found out that you worked at Sky Zone, it was like a shock because of your OCD.
well,
But I bet
actually,
it's the cleanest one in the entire state.
well, we really, I mean, it's hard to keep them so like clean and organized, but I feel that I have really impacted the park to get it cleaner, to look better, with not only just myself. I mean, there's, no I in team. So it's with the team together, you know, we got to keep it going, but it's actually
Absolutely.
it's changed a lot since, you know, I've been on board at there. So about
Good, good.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure it is growing and flourishing because you are so talented and so
Thank
you
you.
have you
You as
see
well.
vision. You have vision of things to be. So that's awesome. I wanted to a fun little game with
Okay.
you, and
Okay.
I feel like you're gonna nail it. But as I said, Shannon has the memory of a steel trap, and we are going to play Truth or Tall Tale Cousin Edition. And I'm going to give you some statements about our memories together, and it'll either be truth and you can elaborate, or it will be a tall tale and you can give us the truth. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So the first question, I'm really
Nervous.
giving
Should
you
I be nervous?
nope. I'm giving you a really
Okay.
softball this first time. I used to come visit you and drive because I could drive, I was like a little bit older, so it's so cool. So I used to come visit you, but my
Yeah.
car was blue. Is that truth or a tall tale?
That is a tall tale.
Yes. What
Wasn't
color
it
was it?
teal?
What?
I think it was teal, wasn't it? You had a
No,
white car and a teal car,
no.
right?
My first car was the green Ford
Yeah,
Pinto.
the greenish. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a greenish teal color.
Yeah,
No, not
maybe.
teal. Yeah.
No, not teal. It was green with puke yellow interior. And
Yes, I remember
it
the puke
almost
yellow
blew up.
interior, but
Yes,
I
yeah.
knew it wasn't that blue.
So I kind of did stump you. That is good, but not really because yeah, so I used to come visit and we'd just like drive around and act super cool in
Yes.
Williamsburg.
And you even, and then we'd always, you came to my graduation, remember? You came to my
Yes.
graduation parties.
Yes. Yes.
And then you would always come like on a Tuesday, we'd go to the field house or something
Yes.
in Iowa City. Wasn't it the
Yeah.
field house? And then we had the bar. What was the bar that was right by the field house?
I
And
don't
it was
remember.
80s night on Tuesdays.
I don't remember. See?
Ah,
And now the field house is gone. It just closed this year.
oh,
Yeah, like just a few months ago, which I mean, lots of long standing bar.
yeah.
For sure, for
And
sure.
then then there'd be times where I'd go up there and we'd go to the plateau.
Yes.
The plateau. And I used to tell people I was on Star Search.
For those who don't know what she just said, she used to tell people she was on Star Search,
Yes, and
which
that I
was
met
like
Ed McMahon.
America's Got Talent in the 80s. And they
And they
probably
would be
believed
like,
you
"Can you
because you're
prove it?"
so
And so we
convincing.
just start singing, and you would sing too. I'm like, "Yes, you were my backup."
Oh my God, Star
We
Search,
used to do that to get
RIP.
free drinks, but continue on with your
Oh my God, that's so funny. Here's another truth or
day.
tall tale.
Okay.
One time we went to Osco Drug at Westdale Mall and made up the terms ambushed and oh my Lanta.
Um, that's a tall tale because it wasn't at Westdale Mall. It was actually the Osco Drug was on a corner in Cedar Rapids.
We didn't go to
It was
the
Osco
Westdale
Drug,
Mall one.
but it wasn't the
I
mall.
really thought it was the Westdale Mall one.
We did pick up ambush and oh my Lanta.
Oh my
And
Lanta.
so,
Yes, you tell us.
okay, we were looking for a Christmas present for my best friend at the time. I think I was like seventh grade, probably, and something like that. And you were still in high school. Yes. Yeah. And we walked by the perfume ambush, and it's like some 80s gross scent. And we both looked at each other at the same time. I kid you not. We both looked at each other and we're like, ambush.
Ugh.
We were
And
so
you're
tired.
and
And then we
you're
were like, oh my land.
your Papa Bruce was with us and he was
Yes.
like, "What? Why did I
Yes.
bring
He's
these
like,
two out
why
in
did I
public?"
bring these two? And he's like, can you guys control yourselves?
No,
And I
no.
remember getting New Kids on the Block stuff.
Oh,
For
yes.
that's what we were getting, the New Kids on the Block stuff, because they
Oh
had it
my
at Osco Drug.
Osco Drug, RIP. It's not around anymore either.
I
And
know.
so then we like took a tour of the store and tried to find other words. And Mylanta is like a prescription over the drug or over the counter prescription, right? Mylanta.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure that we need to take credit for Oh My Lanta
Yes.
because this
Yes. I
was
agree. This is before
1800s,
DJ said it on Full House. This is before that time.
way before DJ said
Yes.
it on Full House. So, and then there were a couple others, but God, that is a core memory that I will never forget
I know. I know.
because
We
we
could just
had
say
so much
ambush.
fun being nerds
Yeah.
and everyone was so boring. And it was at my house, and our house was so small for all of those big boy cousins to be in. And so we're just like, let's go. So Bruce took us. Thank God. Shout out Bruce. Thanks for
Yes.
making a memory for us to always always
Yeah.
have in our brains.
Yeah.
So here's another one.
Yes.
We both tried out for the musical Annie at Kirkwood Community College.
That's a tall tale. It was Grease.
It was Grease.
Yes. And you made the callback, remember?
I like nailed the frickin' song. I could not believe I did not make it in that show. And,
No.
it's
And
all
I remember when I was trying out, we had to try out in the room of like, I think there was probably 200
70
people in
girls.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, and there was a lot of just rude people in there. And when I was singing and I was doing the voice of like Rizzo and Frenchie or whatever, you were like cackling. I'm like, please stop laughing because you were
Oh.
making me laugh. Yes. And I remember, you had to fill out that questionnaire thing and it said, would you change your hair for Rizzo? I'm like, I'm not walking around with a black perm. And you're like, but you would do it. And I'm like, no, I'm not changing my hair. So I
Oh
I
my
think I
God,
was
you would have
dead
looked
set.
like your grandma.
But I look
Shout
like her.
out to our
Yeah,
sweet Rita. You would have
my
just looked
granny.
just like your
I
grandma.
know. I know. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
God. I don't remember questionnaire. I just remember
Yeah.
flipping killing it in that room full of all these people. And then maybe I got called back. I don't even know, but I was like, this is
Yeah, you
rigged.
got called back because
And
we
I
had
was
the
I was much older than everyone else. I think I was of drinking age, so maybe that's why I couldn't be in it.
yes,
Because
yes,
I restarted my Kirkwood journey with you, and I was older,
yeah,
so still am.
yeah. That was
Okay.
fun. I'm nailing this quiz, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yes. Yes. You walked down the aisle as one of my bridesmaids with a groomsman named Dan Kramer.
That is a tall tale. It was Andy
Yeah.
Nolan. Yes,
I was hoping that you would remember. Who did you walk down with?
Andy Nolan.
Andy Nolan.
Yeah,
He is don't if
yeah.
he ever adds you on Snapchat, don't do it. He sends rants all the time.
I don't even have Snapchat, but he's so funny.
He's such a
He is funny.
goofball. And
He
he
is.
has a memory too, like a steel trap. And I'm like, okay, please stop. Please stop. I don't need to remember all the cringe.
That's
Just the
so
good
funny.
stuff. Just the good stuff. Okay.
That's so funny.
We truth or tall tale, we
Okay.
used to go boating at Lake McBride.
That is a tall tale. It was the
Yes,
Coralville
it
Reservoir,
is.
darling.
Well, I thought maybe I'd be sneaky
I
because
love it.
Lake McBride is where the quiet boats go. And then
Yes.
Coralville
We had
is
so
where
much fun in the boating days.
so
So
much
much
fun.
fun. Yeah.
So much fun. Camping and boating and
Yes. Sugar
just getting
bottom.
fried.
Yes. Literally.
And that age spots to prove it.
Yes, me too.
That
Thank
was
God
a
for
good time.
filters these days, huh?
Oh, thank God for those filters. Okay. Truth or tall tale. I don't think I'm not gonna say. Jeff and I performed a choreographed dance at our wedding to Queen's Fat Bottom Girls at our reception.
It was not Fat Bottom Girls. That's a tall tales. It was Best Friends.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be funny though? I'm like
I
rethinking this
still
now.
talk to
Like, you're
people
my
about that.
best
I'm like, it was the
friend.
coolest dance.
It was so simple. Like, we watched it, we found the video, and I'm like, oh hell no.
I love
Why
it.
did
It
people
was
even laugh?
such a cute dance.
But this was, 24 years ago, and this was when that trend was starting. And so Jeff and I
Yeah.
and then Jeff said yes because he's a good boy. And so we did a little choreographed
He's a
dance.
good boy.
He's a good boy. And
He's a damn dog.
yeah, exactly. He and I danced to
Hmm.
You're My Best Friend, but Fat Bottom Girls might have been more fun, actually, now that I think about it. But I didn't have a fat bottom then. That's the only time I've been skinny in my life, was getting ready for that wedding. So, your go to song when we would go to karaoke was I Love Rock and Roll.
That is a tall tale.
Yes, yes.
It's hit me with your best shot.
Hit me with your best shot. And you always flippin' killed that. What is your go-to song now for karaoke?
It is Alanis Morissette, Hand in My Pocket,
Oh,
or
nice.
or it is Four Non Blondes. What's up? Either one of
Oh,
those. Yeah,
nice, nice. Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't sing either one of those to save my life. I did see Alanis a couple years ago at the Iowa State Fair, and it was raining the whole time. It was
Oh,
amazing, though. It
yeah.
was so,
Your
so
go-to
fun.
song was always Fiona Apple, remember?
You
For me,
know,
anyway.
I feel like it changed a little bit, but yeah, sometimes it would be Melissa Etheridge
Yeah.
or Fiona Apple or Bette Midler.
Oh, yeah. But the Bette Midler song now, we did the duet for our cousin Dave funeral, his
Yes,
funeral,
yes.
and that was probably a really hard time to do that song. But we sang that Wind Beneath My Wings for his
Mhm.
funeral, and I also did that one a cappella for my grandma's funeral.
Yes, I was out of the country when that happened.
Yeah.
But did we, truth or tall tale, did we sing at Amy's wedding together?
I sang at
You sang.
Amy's wedding, and you sang at Amy's wedding, but we didn't have
We
a
didn't
duet.
sing together.
Oh,
Okay.
we did. We did
Yeah.
do a song together, and it
I
was
thought,
a Faith and Tim McGraw song.
oh yes, see, I
We did
knew
do it.
it.
We did a duet. Yes. And then I sang another song separately, and then you sang another song separately. And yeah.
God, what did we think? It was the Ann and Shannon show?
And remember, we were practicing with, oh, the lady was so sweet, but remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart, the organist or pianist, or yeah, we were in
Yeah, she was
practice.
so sweet. So,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I thought we did. I couldn't remember the song, but I
Yes,
was,
yes, yeah, we did.
yay.
Yeah.
Do I have any more to trick you with? Let's
Well, I've
see.
gotten all of them correct.
Yes, yes. See, that wasn't so bad,
No,
was
that was
it?
fun. That was a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. And like I said, you remember everything. Let's talk about Savannah a little bit more. Like when
Okay.
you moved there, I know you've lived there 16 years now. What's maybe a secret about Savannah that people don't know that don't live in down there?
Well, first and
Down
foremost,
south.
if people have never been
Yeah.
to Savannah, like y'all are missing out because it's one of the most beautiful cities ever. Like they film so many movies here. It's, unbelievable. I mean, tons of movies. They just actually filmed a movie right down our road.
Oh,
That's going to have Will Ferrell and Zac Efron in it again.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was filmed down the road in a trailer park that's down the
Oh
road.
my God.
A random trailer park, yeah. But it was funny too. My mom came a few years back. I think it was like 2017, 2018 when they filmed Baywatch here,
Oh, really?
and yeah. My mom, my friend Brandon, shout out to Brandon. We went
Brandon.
down to Tybee, right? So
Mhm.
we went down to Tybee and we're walking around and we were on the set of Baywatch actually. They had it all set up, but I didn't know I was on the set, and this one of the security guards is like, ma'am, that's part of this set. Did you want to be a part of the movie? You're gonna have to get off. I'm like, oh, I'll be a part of the movie. But it was just fun
And then
because
you're
here we
like
are
running.
randomly drinking. And yeah, it was so much fun though to see, like, you know, actors and actresses we never got to see, like The Rock or Zach during that shoot, but they were down there. But we
Right,
were looking,
right,
just to see if we could see famous people. Like there's famous people here, I mean, all the time. There's tons of movies that are filmed here,
right, right,
all
right.
the
I
time,
know.
all the time.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't been yet. And Jeff and I fell in love when we first started dating 27 years ago. We saw Midnight in a Garden of Good and Evil,
I
and
remember
that
that. You said you had the book and everything. Yeah.
a freaking love Savannah from that. And
Yeah.
we
It's
need to get our
haunted,
asses
too.
there.
Savannah's haunted. So they
I
have like
know. That's why I want to come.
the cemeteries. I know this sounds extremely odd, but Bonaventure Cemetery is one of the most well-known cemeteries, in the US. People come here all around just to see that cemetery, and it's huge. It's the biggest cemetery around, and it's a beautiful cemetery, and I know that sounds weird to say that a cemetery is beautiful, but it's a weird, eerie experience to walk around and see these different like gravestones and
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's something that you have to see. It's hard to explain it, but it's a wonderful, it's nice to go out like on a spring or a fall day just to walk it. You'll definitely get your steps in. But it's just nice to, see, down on River Street. It's beautiful down there. They have different things like Echo Square where you can stand in the middle of this, like just like a brick sidewalk, right? You stand in the middle and you're echoing, but no one else can hear you echo. It's the neatest thing. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
And a lot of people don't know about it. So you just stand in this thing and it's the coolest thing. They have lots of ghost tours because, back in the day, with the slaves and, it's crazy. And it's just beautiful down there. You don't want to go down at night. It's something that you want to do during the day. There's a lot of crime that happens at night.
That's too bad.
Not good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tybee Island, I learned about that through a book as well.
Mhm.
Those women used to do the parade, right? In Savannah. What was it called? It was a book about women who did a parade. God, I can't remember the name of it, but that's how I was introduced to Tybee Island.
Yeah, Tybee's our favorite.
Yeah. And how far away is that from you?
About 20 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so nice. We just went to the beach actually 2 days ago. We were down there all day. It was so fun.
Oh my gosh. What a great childhood experience to live near the ocean and have that as your
For Avi. Yes, she
Yeah.
loves it. She is a little water bug. She has been since she's been in my belly.
I was going to say in utero.
But no, she has always been such a water bug. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, honey, thank you so much again for taking a risk and being a part of my little podcast. Like I said, I thought we would have some giggles and definitely, like I said, all of our relatives who listen to this will be laughing hysterically because we are just two peas in a pod. And I love you so much.
We are. I love you so much.
It's coming. The Roushars are coming to Savannah. I just got to figure out
you better well be
with you when it works out best. But it's been ridiculous that I haven't been there yet because it looks magical. So thank you. And neighbors, don't forget to like, follow, share all the things. You can hear us on YouTube. You can hear us on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I mean, the list goes on. So thanks so much. Don't forget to comment about your favorite thing that you learned today, whether that be how we are the first people to coin the phrase, oh, my Lanta, or that I had a Pinto. Love you. Love you, Fuzzy.
Love you, Fuzzy.
We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.